Hello, I'm Mantastic and Fantastic, and today I'm going to be talking about the new 10 Magic Stones Super Godfest that has just gone live in North America. So, as with any Super Godfest, there is a baseline rolling value of 1 in 3 or 33% to roll any Godfest exclusive. That is either 6 or 7 star. And it is from that base threshold of rolling rates that we kind of determine whether or not a Super Godfest is lucrative by comparison. And what makes it more lucrative is obviously adding in additional Godfest exclusive rolling chances. If those rates go up, your chances of success are higher. Other things that are helpful or meaningful are the Samurai 3 Pantheon, which just has phenomenal weapon assist. And in the case of this current Super Godfest, they're trying to tantalize us with the inclusion of the legendary heroes, which is Napoleon and company. And basically these legendary heroes received a new pixel evolution, which grants them 4 killers of one particular type, along with the ability to take latents of that same killer, which in turn makes them a truly stupendous damage source or killer solution against a certain typing, with Napoleon leading the so-called charge because it's a machine killer. In a Meta Wenshura realm, it is the most dangerous and difficult dungeon to clear. So if you are a player who has never acquired any of these legendary heroes, and obviously Samurai 3s are just wonderful to have, the chances of you getting something good are 1 in 3 for the Godfest exclusives, 3% chance plus here, and then 10% there, which in turn lowers the Pantheon chance to 53.9%. Of course, if you do have those legendary heroes, it makes this rolling pool much less appealing, and as a general blanket statement, that it should be the main motivation to roll this Super Godfest, because if you have the legendary heroes and they won't serve any purpose, you're basically rolling a Super Godfest with the worst or lowest rolling rates, so to speak, because I feel that there's little merit or value in having a duplicate of any of those legendary heroes. Even though Pixel Napoleon is fantastic, I don't think I'd ever need to use 2. I just don't really foresee a situation where that will happen. So as a result, getting a duplicate of those cards becomes less meaningful. At the same time of this Super Godfest, there will be the debut of Sophie, who is a new 7-star Godfest exclusive. So, Sophie is a unique card because in her base form, she has actually 4 forms in total, not transforming though, just different colors. But in her base form, she has no primary attribute, which looks kind of weird. And the way this works is that if a card only has a sub-attribute, that sub-attribute deals 100% damage instead of the 10% if they're same color, or 30% if it's a different color compared to their primary attribute. So they still deal the same amount of damage as a card would deal if they had water primary and no sub-attribute. The main difference is it changes the attack ordering, because the way it works of primary attributes attack first left to right, then sub-attributes left to right. I realize I'm doing this the wrong way for a mirror, but the point of the matter is, like reading order, you can see who's going to be dealing damage, and this is important for color absorption, because at least in Shura Realm there is a notable spawn 50% of the time that absorbs wood and fire, and if Sophie is your friend, you never have to worry about it because that will be the last ping of water, which in turn will overcome the absorb, which is not absorbing water. In addition to that, she has tremendous personal damage. She has solid base attack, and she has 777 combo and triple TPA, and the ability to take Zerog Core's weapon assist for even more TPA damage, which in turn makes her a prime candidate for the VDP latent. And the VDP latent will enable her to deal her full damage, which is probably going to be quite spectacular, against void spawns if you match all 5 colors plus hearts. Doing so will trigger that VDP latent, and bam, Sophie can pierce right through and smash through things. And on the bright side, in Shura Realm, there are very few void spawns, so only one card needs to have this void latent. So that's the best usage of Sophie in those regards. But in addition to that, Sophie in her base form, along with all her other forms, share a similar type of active skill that it's a 5-turn cooldown, so easy to inherit over top of, that gives a single turn of 2 times RCV and 2 times attack. So nice, valuable utility, which amusingly has tremendous value in Altarena 3, where those types of debuffs are liberally found. And for base Sophie, she has the strongest leader skill of any of the Sophies. So if you are gung-ho about utilizing her as a leader, her base form will be the best choice. And that is because you can use any sub, it doesn't care what you have, and all you need to do is match 3 or more colors for the 25% damage reduction, and then you get 1 point of auto follow-up attack when matching 3 or more colors. So again, incredibly easy to activate there. And then, sorry, you have devil type restriction, that's the restriction, but then you also get 18 times attack when 7 or more combos. So 7 or more combos should be doable from any given board, and Sophie, because she's rainbow oriented and using devils, she can favorably pair with someone like Lucia or Halloween Sonya, who both amusingly provide bonus combos, which is the best combination with a 6x5 leader with auto fall attack. Those bonus combos will help ensure that you trigger the 10 combo awakenings on powerful subs like Yori and Leona, who want to hit those 10 combos. So damage output should not be a problem. You have solid attack multipliers. You have some damage reduction. With Lucia, you have even more. I feel like it's going to be quite a strong Devil Rainbow team you can lead, but just be mindful of the fact that you don't have an RCV multiplier, which means you might need to actually bring a healing solution, along with the fact that her VDP is going to go to waste on Rainbow-based teams because, well, you're not going to match a 3x3 box for a rainbow-based team. You just won't have the orb changers to achieve that. But other than that, I feel like she is quite a solid and powerful leader when paired favorably, and ideally with the VDP lane and the Zerog core weapon assist. For her fire form, I feel like this is the strongest of the 3 evolved forms, mostly because the killers line up with what is currently relevant at this point in time. Because right at this point in time, Sure Realm is the hardest dungeon to clear, and having that machine killer along with the ability to take machine killer latents and a 10 combo and a 7 combo provides meaningful personal damage against the most durable and tanky spawns in the dungeon. While the healer and physical and god killer may not have as much applications, it still does provide damage against those spawns because not every single spawn is a machine type, but at least you have the damage coverage for the most threatening spawn, which is not the case for the other 2 evolutions, which I feel gives them a little less value, but their killers line up for non-Sure Realm content in my opinion. But all of them share the same useful 5-turn active skill, which I do feel is a little stronger in Altarena 4. But if you are playing a mono fire team and you have a reliable way to hit 10 or more combos, Sophie can be a great damage solution. At the same time, Pixel Napoleon is just going to be a better damage dealing solution for Sure Realm, which kind of puts her a little bit to shame, so to speak, along with the fact that 10 combos is not that reliable if you're playing with like Gillian and maybe even Halloween Suo as well. It just may not happen as regularly as you want. For her light-based form, you have different killers. You have a Devil Killer, as well as Healer, Attacker, and God Killer. God Killer is the one that stays stable across all the forms. But with these killers here, I feel like it's not that meaningful. Like, there's no truly great spawn where like they overlap or whatnot. The Devil typing does help. Like, there are modest number of devils throughout every type of content. The God Killer too, but it just doesn't have as many applications, I feel, along with the fact that Mono Light doesn't have a truly stupendously great leader outside of Ferrule, who won't want to probably use Sophie, unfortunately. Another thing that possibly could work is you enter the dungeon with their 7x6 board and then leader swap in with Chibi Bradamante. It might be a way to use a big 7x6 board with big multipliers while still having a sub who does meaningful amounts of damage. It's still a 10 and 7 combo with still a respectable amount of damage. For her dark form, she has Devil Balance, so like Yugi Nell teams just gained another great sub. Nell could use them with Chris, Yugi can use it with whoever he pairs with because of the Devil typing. Either way, if you can hit those 10 combos, she can deal meaningful damage. But what I want to draw attention to is the fact that she has a God Killer and a Dragon Killer, and those 2 typings are found on the MP dragons in Altarena 4. So having one card hitting essentially damage cap against those spawns, because you have 90 times personal damage plus killers, you're going to be dealing stupendously high amounts. And that is definitely helpful, along with the fact that this active skill overwrites RCV and attack debuffs, which are incredibly common in Altarena 4. So I feel like if you are playing through Altarena 4 and you have space to fit a Sophie on your team, you can still transform safely. I feel like it can be a meaningful card to bring in for those types of dungeons. So even though she does lack that Machine Killer and Devil Killer, which is probably the second best to have in Sure Realm, Dark Sophie can have merits for mono dark teams, especially in Altarena 4. So, to roll or not to roll, this Super Godfest will come down to whether or not you have those legendary heroes. So Pixel Napoleon, Pixel whatever. Basically, Napoleon's the star, but the idea is they have 4 killers of one typing and the ability to take those killer lanes. So if you are missing these legendary heroes, this Godfest becomes a much more favorable event to roll in because you now have another 10% of cards that are actually nice to have. But at the same time, if you already have these cards, they basically kind of fall into that Pantheon category. You don't need a duplicate. It's going to be kind of a wasteful roll. So you now have almost, once again, a 2/3 chance to roll a Pantheon card. You have a 36% chance to roll a Godfest exclusive or Samurai 3. So Again, if you have the legendary heroes, this is probably not such a great Godfest to roll in. These Super Godfests will return on a regular basis, so there's no need to fear it will return. So for myself, I actually have all of the legendary heroes, so it provides me with basically no motivation to actually roll in this Super Godfest. But that may not be the case for you. If you have none of those legendary heroes, they're going to be great to have in your monster box because they just become phenomenal killer solutions. But either way, let me know what you think about this Super Godfest in the comments below. Do you think it's worth rolling in? And if you did roll, how did it turn out? Either way, hopefully all a Mantastic day. I wish you all the best luck in your own pad adventures, and happy puzzling.